T-Baby, okay. You should be getting it. All right. Get ready to bring you in. Okay. Okay, you gotta look up. All right, you ready? Here we go. You're live.
The truth be told. If you have a business or an event that you would like sponsor here on KUAW, make sure to send us an email at kuaw985@gmail.com. If you're watching me live or listening to me over the air, you'll like to watch me live, hop over to my Facebook, our Facebook, KUAW Radio. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to that page. My personal Facebook, tbaby.com, my Instagram, if you're watching me live, hey. Yes. So event live. Ooh, I feel like I'm missing some stuff. Make sure to like us and follow us across all our social media platforms. KUAW. Just make sure to like, share, subscribe. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope. Anything you could think of for your listening pleasures, type in KUAW Radio. Make sure to like and subscribe to our page. Yes. Okay, so y'all gotta excuse me. It's been a lot going on with me this week, so if my mind all over the place, just excuse me about that. But I do want to address R. Kelly. Okay, I've been wanting to address this thing with R. Kelly for a while now. I know when he first went to jail, I probably addressed it, I'm sure, on the Truth Be Told. But now R. Kelly has been sentenced to 30 years in jail. He's 54 years old. That's pretty much a life sentence at this point for R. Kelly. I know a lot of people are happy about that, just under the situation, everything that he was accused of doing, the things that, well, I can't necessarily say accused of doing, because we know he didn't did some things, right? But a lot of it brings up, age gaps in dating. Of course, it's crazy because we sitting up here, R. Kelly's in jail, and for doing the things that he did and everything like that, which I feel like it was a lot of more people that should have went to jail with R. Kelly besides just R. Kelly, but okay. But we're sitting here, and at the same time, there's a movie coming out about Elvis. Like, here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with people paying for their actions and being held accountable for the things that they took place. But let's be fair across the board on the things that we are doing and the things that we put in place, because R. Kelly's getting sentenced to 30 years as we got a movie about Elvis coming out. Because I could have sworn his wife was like 14 or something too, but I guess we'll find out in the movie. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, when it's us, it's, all over the news, we're plastered, we're, whatever it is, but when it's our counterparts, our European counterparts, it seems like they're celebrated, about the things that they do. And on top of the things with R. Kelly being sentenced and everything like that, right? Is a pastor. I'm not sure how old he is. He up there, you know what I'm saying, at least 50s, 60s. And he just married an 18-year-old that graduated from the church's school. And my thing of it is, it's like, if we're going to hold people accountable for the things that they do, I don't know if it should be... It's so hard, because there's a difference when you're talking about underage and then people considering 18-year-olds of age, according to the law, they're of age or whatever, right? But I just remember, when I was 17, I think my boyfriend was 23, and so, Mr. Walker, you're not muted. my boyfriend was 23, you know what I'm saying? So at the time, you know, so it's like there's things that go on and things. And then we have these 60-year-olds marrying 18-year-olds that they didn't raise practically in the church and things like that is talked about like it's okay or if it's praised or it's put out there like it's okay or whatever. But then you got people that's out here like cancel R. Kelly. We can't listen to R. Kelly no more. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, that's why I feel like when Nas dropped, you know, if I ruled the world, and he was talking about being more conscious of the way that you raise your daughters. Like, no, of course, everything is not put on us. You know what I'm saying? As women, when I say on us as women, of course, not everything should be put on us, but a lot of things are, you know, because there's a different nature. You know, a lot of people, you know, goodness gracious. So a lot of people talk about, you know, the difference that they fight for this equality, right? And then, you know, I had seen some things when they was talking about the Roe versus Wade getting overturned. And since we going back 50 years, 100 years or whatever in time, you know, can we go back before the women's movement? Because I don't want to go to work no more. Like all these things that they was fighting for, the women's movement and everything like that. Can we go back to raising our sons to become husbands instead of out here being baby daddies or whatever else they want to be? You know, there's a lot of different things that go into all these things or whatever, but you do have to, when it comes to sex and babies, I do feel like women have more of a responsibility, more of accountability to protect the gift that they were given, and that gift is to bring children into this world. They are the spiritual portal between the spiritual realm and the realm of manifest, and the plane of manifest, or the plane of soul and the plane of manifest. So we do have to be more responsible with that responsibility, because with great responsibility comes, how the saying go? With great responsibility comes, I can't even think of it. Somebody tell me in the comments. You know what? I'm not even on my page to even look at the damn comments. Oh, with great power comes great responsibility. And it is a great power to be the spiritual portal into this world. Like, that's a great power that not everybody has. You can't even buy it. You know, they trying to make it to where you can buy it, but you can't even buy it, you know? Speaking of them trying to make it to where you can buy it, can we talk about Macy Gray? I think that was her. Macy Gray made a statement, okay? She made a statement and she said, just because you identify as a woman, it does not make you a woman. Just because you have the surgery to remove your parts, that does not make you a woman. Oh, the internet went crazy behind these comments. Y'all know they quick to slap that homophobic, transphobic, all those little terms on you when you start speaking out against stuff that you don't feel like is right or that you feel like is truth. Because what she said was the truth. Nothing that she said was a lie. Yes, you can identify as a woman. It don't make you a woman. Yes, you can cut off your parts. It don't make you a woman. You know what I'm saying? You can feel however you want to feel. Shoot, it's women that ain't even women. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that's a whole nother subject. We get into that on the second half of the show. But I'm just saying, there is, I don't know. I'm sorry, my video wasn't showing up. I popped into my live and my video not there. Ain't nothing there. It ain't even no sound. Okay. But yeah, so you know, the internet went crazy behind these comments that she made these comments or whatever, and that's what kind of, okay, maybe it's just my phone, and that's what kind of bugs me about America. Like, you know, they want you to go along with things that all these things or whatever that they put out there and everything like that. They want us to go along with all these things, and once you start to speak out against it, then you come across this cancel movement, or people that feel like they can cancel out what it is that you say or tear you down or somehow stop you from making money, or, you know, whatever it is that they do these days. If you say something that they don't like, you know, and it's crazy because this, the truth be told, I know it's some things on here that I say that people may not agree with. You don't have to agree with. Go look it up. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to agree with it at all. See, that's the thing about truth. You do not have to agree with truth. Truth is still going to be truth, whether you agree with it or not. Whether you accept it or not, it's still truth. Whether you like it or not, it's still truth. And there ain't nothing that you can say or anything that's going to be able to change that, because truth is based off facts. And you're not going to be able to change facts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you say, once you do something or say something that they don't agree with amongst society, then they try to paint you as some type of monster or say that you are homophobic or transphobic or nothing else. She says she loves trans women. She ain't got nothing against trans women. Do what it is that you do. However, understand that just because you identify as a woman or you have the surgery to become a woman, it does not make you a woman. And when we talk about this, having babies and being this portal into earth, right? See, that's something that's a God-given, you know. Now, there's some religions, we ain't gonna speak ill of the religions, but there's some religions that'll make you think it's a curse. You know what I'm saying? They make you think that you're less than because you're a woman. Several different religions, you know what I'm saying? That makes it seem like being a woman for some reason equates to sinfulness and everything like this, dirtiness. Remember when I was telling y'all about Ramadan and how I had to stop going through Ramadan or whatever because the person that was helping me understand Ramadan and how in the Quran and everything like that was saying that if I start my menstrual, I couldn't fast because that meant I was dirty. I was done with it right then and there, because anything that tells me that my natural occurrences as a woman makes me dirty or makes me less than or anything like that is not a religion for me. It is a gift to be able to bring life into this world. That is a gift. It takes a lot on a woman's body, on her mental. You can die. They already say the closest that you can come to death on a pain measurement is giving birth. So at the end of the day, you cannot tell me that God trusted me and only me as a woman with this gift as a curse. Not gonna happen. He didn't trust me with this gift to be irresponsible with it. That was society that has taught our women to be irresponsible with the gift of giving life. You know what I'm saying? We don't care no more. I was listening to this post. I had seen this post and it was the Nation of Islam, and I probably can't play it. Well, I probably can play it. Y'all be able to hear it, but y'all ain't gonna be able to see it. But I do want to play it because it goes into exactly what we're talking about in this programming about amongst society, that we need to one, be able to recognize what is going on. And then two, we have to be able to combat it. See, the thing about it is once you become knowledgeable of something, you have to apply it. You have to understand it. And once you apply that knowledge that you learned, that's when you cross over to wisdom. But if you are just learning things and you're not applying it, you're not trying to understand it, you're not applying it to your life, what's the purpose? There's no purpose of it. You know what I'm saying? There's really no purpose of it. So let me get back into this because I saved this one. Y'all know when I save some stuff, oh, it's really up there. And it's crazy that they let me do this because I'm on Instagram Live and then I'm logging into my Instagram too. I'm from another phone, but you know, it is what it is. So let me play this post for y'all so y'all can hear. Where is my speaker?
66% of all TV shows have a sex scene. 90% of all the sex scenes on television are with non-married couples. Y'all got your seatbelts on? There are more homosexual couples on television than married couples. Hello. Which means that by the age of 13, our children have seen 100,000 sex acts. 90,000 of them were without the two being married. 100,000 acts of violence and 8,000 murders. Now, if we are watching television and that television has us under hypnosis, which means the conscious mind is 100% distracted, which leaves the subconscious mind ready and receptive for programs, then we are being programmed for homosexuality. We are being programmed to not be married to nobody. We are being programmed to lie, to steal, to cheat, and to kill.
Y'all feel me? So what he was saying what he was saying is that we look at these TV shows, and it's crazy because we got all these TV shows, and it's crazy because I was telling my brother the other day, like, you know, I was born in the 80s. So growing up watching TV in the 90s, I can't remember this many homosexual people on TV. I couldn't remember it being a thing in commercials and advertisement and every TV show. It don't matter what it is. Cartoons cartoons are joining in on this. Every single TV show has some aspect of homosexuality in it. Now, they were saying TV programs, right? So we're talking about TV shows that come on TV. All of them have a sex scene, which is crazy because I don't even think that should be something portrayed on TV at this day and age. We sit up here, but whatever. But anyway, TV shows contain a sex scene. Now, these sex scenes that they contain are what he had the numbers on here, like 100,000 of them are these scenes that they have and that they watch ain't between married people. So that's one telling you that it's okay to be out here and have sex with any old body. You don't have to look at marriage. It really takes away the importance of marriage. Not saying that the importance of marriage is only for sex, but the connection that comes along with it, the relationship, the commitment, all the other things that go into making a marriage work and what a marriage actually represents, the commitment and everything that a marriage represents. We are being programmed by TV shows these days to counteract the importance of it. It makes it less important. So now we have all these things. And then so it said, and you see all these murders on TV, you see all this robbing, especially how our people are portrayed, melanated. When I say our people, how our people are portrayed on TV and the things, which this ain't nothing new because our people have been portrayed on TV like this for a long, long time. Even before we could actually be on TV, they used to dress up in white and blackface and try to portray us as savages and animals and things like that. So we've been portrayed on TV for a long time, and then we put our children. The thing about it is we in today's society, we aren't teaching our children, we aren't talking to our children. The TV programming your children, you put them in front of YouTube, you giving them a tablet, all this technology. You have children that know how to work an iPhone, work an iPad, that don't even know how to spell their name, say their name, count to 5, count to 10. You know what I'm saying? Because these babies, they know how to work phones these days. They know how to work tablets these days. But why? That's because that's what we're programming them. We don't want to deal with them, so we put them in front of the TV. We don't want to deal with them, so we put an iPad in front of their face. We don't want to take the time to play and nurture and teach and develop, so we let the computer do it or we let the TV do it. But what are they actually getting programmed with? Homosexuality, robbing, savage acting ways, like marriage isn't important, you know what I'm saying? No sense of family building, generation wealth created, no sense of creating these families that we so desperately need. So we get out of this idea of baby mama, baby daddy drama. Just not very good aspects or visuals of relationships that we will want to acquire in our children. We will want our children to grow up. We will, and us ourselves. You know, I'm 35 years or 34. I'm about to be 35. My mama used to hate when I did that, but I'm 34 years old and single dating. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. But when the ideal of marriage is taken out of society, what are you really going for? There's no point. What's the point of relationships if marriage is not the ideal? You know, you just having children, you making babies, you not taking care of the babies or fighting with the baby mama, showing this broken home. We have this cycle of broken homes that we excuse and things like that, but there's no solution in trying to fix it. But the thing about it is, it's society. Society has gone into the fact of showing that these things are not important, and they do it with the television. I don't even own a TV. Well, I have one TV in my house. And that's because my mama bought it for me as a housewarming gift. But other than that, I really don't sit up here. I don't see the need for TV, you know, because there's nothing beneficial on it. See, I like TVs like my TV got the internet on there, so I know exactly what I'm looking for. I ain't cable or just blindly watching TV. I pick and choose what I'm looking at when I do sit and choose to watch TV. But so it's just like those things are being programmed to us, but yet we're still letting these be the way of learning between the way of entertainment, I guess, for our children, and letting these programs raise our children, not thinking about what we are programming their minds with. And then we get older and we're like, dang, where they learn this behavior from? Are these children ain't got no respect for their elders? Are these children ain't this and these children ain't that? But how are they supposed to be that when we are the ones pumping their head full of it? We're the ones not taking the time to actually educate our children or raise our children, or we're letting allowing the TV to do it, but we're very conscious of what's on the TV. We know what's on the TV. We know what's going on. We see the agenda of the people, but yet we still pump our children full of it. We can't do that because of future generations. I got to take a break. Okay, so I got to take a break. I'm sorry, guys. I get on a roll, but I got to take a break. I'll pay a couple of bills, our sponsorships, so please bear with us, and I'll be back in a short moment. You guys for taking the time to let us get our sponsorships out the way. I am back, right? Okay. Get our sponsorships out the way. Again, if you have a business or an event, that you would like sponsored here on KUAW, make sure to send us an email, KUAWradio at gmail or 985@gmail.com. That is not our email address. KUAWLPFM 98.5 at gmail.com is our email address. So make sure to email us with your events, your businesses that you'll like sponsor here on KUAW Radio. We are Kansas City's global community radio station. So help us help you and be a part of the community. So make sure you send in what you have going on in the city so that we can promote it to our listeners. And again, we are a listener sponsored station. So please bless us, and we fill in your heart with a love donation via any of our social media networks, our website, www.kuaw.org, our email address, however you see fit. We appreciate you. Okay. So I might talk about her next week. I'm gonna talk about her next week. We'll get into that. But I wanted to take this second half to dwell into relationships. Now, guys, this is gonna be kind of more for females. So if you got a female, put her in front of the TV and let her listen or whatever. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about it because it's something that I've been going through lately. I actually was dealing with a situation, I think back in March, I believe. So it's something that I come across lately, and I be really wondering, like, how do I be getting all these frenemies? That's what I call them, friends that turn into enemies, or that are really enemies, in disguise, that they portray themselves as friends. And it seems like that problem occurs more in women or with women than it does men. And it's crazy because it's like, see, I feel like you have to have a certain code. It's your character. Like, your character explains a lot about you. And sometimes when you're intoxicated, I would say, your real character shows through versus the representative, like, that you're trying to portray who you are, like some type of, like, how you're trying to portray who you are or whatever, instead of who you really are. And then when things starting to happen, like things, jealousy comes out, and then all these things, and then that's how you get frenemies, right? And it's crazy because I used to always hear women say, I don't really have female friends. I used to be one of them. I don't have female friends. Like, I get along with dudes better. Like, my friends that are dudes are better friends than my friends that are girls. Used to be that, like, kind of used to have that attitude, besides two women in my life that been my best friends since I was 11 years old. But other than them, when trying to develop new friendships or other friendships, because I move around a lot. You went to college, you know what I'm saying? All type of things in different cities and things like that. And so when trying to develop those type of relationships, it always seems that for some it work out. I still have lifelong friendships or associations with some women that I met in college or moving around in different cities or things like that. But a lot tend to fall into the frenemy category. Like, when it comes to support, respect of your friends and things like that is something that I feel like all of us can work on and develop better in our lives and in our personal relationships. And just because I think about my show, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many of my friends promote my show on Tuesdays? Like my show, share my show, let people know that my show is coming on Tuesday, 6 p.m. I find that as a way of support. If you have a business, if my friend has a business or involved in the business, I got a friend that do hair. Don't nobody touch my hair but her. She was, why? Why would I let somebody else do my hair when my friend does hair? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go pay somebody else when this is my friend's business. Like, of course, shout out to Chinky Minx Lounge, Beauty Lounge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna go pay somebody else to do her hair or do my hair when my friend does hair. If my friend does t-shirts, my sister does t-shirts, I'm not gonna go spend money with somebody else to make me some t-shirts when I got a friend or a family that does it. I got a cousin that's a travel agent. I'm not gonna go book another trip with another travel agent when I got my cousin who's a travel agent. That's just the loyalty. That's the respect that I have amongst my family members, right? And my friends. And I feel like that is something that we all need to develop. And then you also got to understand too, how to apologize when you're wrong. Like, it is not soft, weak, or anything like that to apologize to someone if you were in the wrong. If you're in the wrong, admit that you were in the wrong. If you had a slip up, and you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, it's always what am I trying to say? It's always an excuse. Oh, I was drunk, or I was this, I was that. No, there's no excuse. You are who you are. We are all grown. There's no excuses for anything like that. Being drunk or being intoxicated is not an excuse to lose respect for someone that you are supposed to have respect for. That's not an excuse. And if you do some things like that, be woman enough, be man enough to come back and apologize to that person, especially if that's someone that you value in your life. And that's the thing. We need to start valuing people in our life, and not for them as a person, as who they are, and not for what they can do for us. See, a lot of times people have these relationships or these friendships based on what the other person can do for them. You know what I'm saying? And that's a user. Like, that's a user. You can't have that type of mentality and expect to have great friendships or great relationships or anything like that. You're going to always be losing friends everywhere that you look because your mentality is not right. You know what I'm saying? And we have to develop that. We are grown. We should not have these same type of issues. And it's crazy because I see more grown women falling out with each other over childish things than children. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lack of respect. And the thing about it is like I said, I'm beginning to that is your character. We have to start developing stronger characters. And you have to look at a person's character before you start accepting or claiming or feeling, because we get our feelings involved in relationships, in friendships too. It hurts. Like, losing a friend can hurt sometimes can hurt worse than losing like an intimate lover or a mate or something like that. You could break up with your boyfriend and you'll be okay, but let you and your best friend fall out, you can't sleep for weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, friendship breakups be worse than intimate relationship breakups, you know? So we have to develop ourselves. Me too. I have to start studying because, see, one thing about me, if things start happening to me and with different people, but I'm finding myself in the same situation, because, see, the law of the universe says that lessons keep repeating themselves and they could be with different people or the same person, whatever, but they keep repeating themselves until you learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn out of it. So once things keep happening and I start seeing a pattern of things happening in my life, then I have to go do some self-evaluation. I have to do some meditation. I have to sit down and really think, what am I doing? What lesson is it in this for me to learn, so that I don't keep repeating these same patterns, so I don't keep drawing these same type of people to me. Because if I start losing too many friends, I need to look at what type of friend am I. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on now? Granted, I do this research and realize I'm the stuff. I'm about to cuss, but you know, it's the radio. But I be realizing that, you know, sometimes it's really not me. And sometimes you are the person that was meant to be in somebody's life for a season. They were supposed to learn something for you, and God used you as an instrument for whatever lesson they needed to learn or whatever they needed in their life at that time. And once that is done, the ties is broken. No matter how hard it might hurt, you're going to get over it, but the ties is broken. But at the same time, we have to start evaluating people's character and putting more time into it before we start calling people a friend. Before we say, oh, you my boyfriend, or that's my man, or that's my woman. So you got to start putting more time and taking consideration into who a person is, because a person can act however they want to act for at least 90 days. A person can put on a front for at least 90 days. So you got to really get to know people before you start really trusting in people and things like that, because that protects your peace and that protects your feelings, right? And that way you don't have to come across these frenemies and then wonder why the relationship went south, or wonder why they don't want to be your friend no more, or wonder why they chose to take these particular actions, whatever action it was, against you. You know, why they chose to do that to you. You know, that because that's how I be looking at things. When people do things to me, I be like, but why me though? Like, what the type of person I am, I do anything for my friends. I love my friends. I respect my friends, no matter what type of mind state, whatever it is. If I respect you, I respect you, you know, and I'm going to respect you no matter if I'm intoxicated or I'm not intoxicated, whatever it is, angry, whatever state of mind, I'm going to respect you, right? Because respect shouldn't be lost because your state of mind is altered. And I don't care whether that's anger, sadness. So you got a lot of people that say, oh, I didn't mean that. I said that out of anger. See, I'm not a person that you can say that to, because I believe that an intoxicated person or a person in anger or whatever, y'all know the saying, speaks a truthful mind. You know what I'm saying? That's how you really feel. And when you're not, you know, intoxicated or angry or whatever, you hide those feelings. You mask those feelings. But we'll see, when you're in an altered state of mind, you can't consciously mask stuff. So subconsciously, how you really feel comes out, right? That's why they say when you dating people, you got to know people in all stages. You got to see how they handle grief. You got to see how they handle anger. You got to see how they handle money issues. You got to see how their outside influences can alter their state of mind and how they treat you in that altered state of mind. I don't mess nobody. I don't know what you like when you angry. Nah, I need to know, because I'm probably going to make you mad. I'm a Scorpio. Trust and believe. I might gonna say something that's probably gonna make you mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably gonna, you know, it's probably gonna elevate you a little bit. I that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean nothing by it, but I speak truth, and everybody can't handle the truth. See, sometimes people be like, well, it's not what you said, it's how you say it. No, you need to focus on what I said, because if what I said was the truth, you shouldn't have no problem with how I said it. If it's the truth, it's the truth. Why do we have to, where did we pick up these vibes or learn that we had to sugarcoat truth? I don't understand that. I don't know where that came from. When all of a sudden do we have to sugarcoat how something that somebody said or did to us made us feel? When all of a sudden, where do we learn that we have to sugarcoat this for other people to feel comfortable in around us or in our environments? No, baby, if that's the case, you should feel uncomfortable when you did it or uncomfortable when you said it. Like, don't feel uncomfortable now that I said something about it. You should have felt uncomfortable when you said it or when you did it. Like that's what should have made you feel uncomfortable. I'm not here to make you feel comfortable and I feel disrespected. No, but it takes a lot. And let me tell you something too. When you find yourself in situations to where, especially dealing with friends or dealing with mates, you know what I'm saying? And you find yourself in a situation to where you feel disrespected, or you know, somebody did something that you didn't like. Most of the time, and the only thing I could say, like, for me, because it's the disrespect for me. Like, disrespect goes a long way for me. But see, there's the difference. There's a lot of things that make me feel disrespected that might not make another person feel disrespected. You know what I'm saying? But you got to know your friends. See, at the end of the day, what I feel is disrespect. You might not feel that that's disrespect, but you can't tell me that I'm not allowed for that to be disrespectful, or it's not disrespect just because you don't feel like it's disrespectful. If I feel like it's disrespectful to me. You know what I'm saying? And if you care about me as a mate, as a friend or a sister, family, cousin, whatever, then you care about what makes me feel disrespected. You know, then you care about those type of things because you care about me. See, the thing about it is, I feel like I take all these things into consideration, because how much does a person really care about you if they feel like it's okay to disrespect you just because they're in an altered state of mind? That's what I mean when I talk about, on the truth be told, we got to learn how to control our emotions. And that's why I talk about that all the time too, because it's a big thing amongst our people. You got to learn how to control your emotions, because the excuse that I was intoxicated or I was mad, that don't work with me. I don't care. You still said it. I still felt a certain type of way. So that doesn't matter to me, because at the end of the day, we're adults. I be in altered states of mind. I have my feelings, my emotions take over my mind sometimes. That don't mean I'm gonna come out and disrespect you. See, I'm the type of person, I won't even answer the phone. If I'm not in a good state of mind, I'd rather not even answer the phone. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to come off as disrespectful. I don't want to sound like I have an attitude or anything like that. And as a Scorpio, sometimes those things are hard to keep under wraps, especially, you know, if you're in the heat of the moment. You know, it's kind of hard to bring yourself right out of there. You got to take a breath or two. You know, you got to take time for yourself to really calm yourself down, to understand what it is that's making your emotional state altered anyway. You know, and then when it comes to drinking and things, shoot, if you can't handle your liquor, you don't need to get that drunk. Period. If you can't handle it, if you can't control what you say or what you do or your actions, you don't need to get to that level of drunkenness. You need to go a level down, baby. You need to calm it down a little bit. Don't get to there. Understand your points. Understand your levels. That's important. Like, I got my little sister turned 21 this year. Turns 21 this year. And I've been telling her the importance of knowing your limits. If this is something that you're going to start doing because you're of age, it is important to understand your limits, understand your levels and where you are, because you don't never want to find yourself in a situation to where you don't remember. I didn't remember saying that. Well, you did. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, I got a recording. Listen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like those type of things or whatever. And you can't get mad if someone don't forgive you, or because really, if you don't even apologize, but if you want them to just go back and because you made them feel a certain type of way when you intoxicated and down they moving off of that energy, you can't be mad at them because that's something that you did. You did that. You chose to disrespect that person. You chose to act that way with that person or whatever. Whether you were intoxicated or not, it was still a choice. People that being intoxicated does not take away your choice. Now, I know all the rape commercials and all that kind of stuff or whatever, they'll tell you that it do, but it don't. That's something that they programmed you to think because you shouldn't get that intoxicated. Period. Your body ain't meant to get that intoxicated. That's why it's called alcohol poisoning. You shouldn't get that intoxicated to the point where you blacking out and you don't remember what happened. You know how much I watch Fraternity Court all the time. All these women talking about I blacked out. I don't know what happened to me. I don't feel like I had sex. What? How don't you know? How don't you know? What makes you want to get into that, to get to that point where you don't even know what happened to you? You don't know what you did. You don't know what you said. That's a problem. And that goes into taking accountability. You have to take accountability for yourself and your own levels and quit thinking that everybody else is going to have your best interest in mind. Because if you get that intoxicated, you don't know what can happen to you. You banking on the people around you to be, helpful and not let anything happen to you. But how can you depend on somebody else to do that when it's you? Like, you got to depend on yourself for that. You got to take accountability for that. And when it comes to these relationships and these building relationships, I just say we need to build up our character so that we are better mates and better friendships for humanity, for the people that we come across in humanity, because everybody's not going to have the same type of heart or have the same type of mind as you. They might not be your tribe, but recognize that. Recognize when someone is not for you, because the sooner you recognize that somebody is not for you and the things that they do and they're not for you, then that means you can correct the situation and you won't find yourself going through some of the things that you probably have went through in the past. You got to look for the signs amongst people. You got to look for the actions that people take, the things that they do, the things that they say. Joke about. Pay attention to the things that people joke about, because there's always a little truth behind every joke. Like, if they're trying to say it funny, but that's really how they feel. You got to understand that those type of people you don't need around you. Those type of people draining your energy. It is important now. If I don't know how much to stretch this, but I don't know. In this day and age, it is so important to protect the energy around you, the people around you, because more people are coming, getting an understanding of the law of attraction and how we attract things to ourselves and how we take on other people's energy and draw things into our own lives. See, it's important about who you're around and who you communicate with on a daily, because their energy can rub off on you and create things in your life that you didn't mean to create. You didn't even want them problems. Now you're taking on other people's problems, and it's so deep. It's on so many different levels, and people got to understand too. Like, I call my friends, when I call my friend, I know I'm in a bad mood. I want to vent. I want to dump a whole bunch of stuff on them or whatever. I call my friends. I ask them, how you doing today? How's your mind today? Because I got some stuff to say. Can you handle taking this on? If they say no, I respect that. All right, well, call me later. Let me call somebody else, see how they going. Because I need to get it off my chest. You know what I'm saying? But I need somebody that's mentally capable of handling what that I have to say, because I'm not just trying to dump my feelings or my energy or what I'm going through all the way on someone else, you know? And that's another thing that we have to kind of make a regular or a priority in our life when it comes to our relationships and our friendships and our intimate relationships. Make sure somebody has the mental capacity to handle what it is that you're putting on them or that you're venting about, and respect the fact if they don't take it personal, because you don't know what they got going on in their life. They just might can't handle it at that point. So with that, I just hope I, inspire somebody to build up your character. Okay. Make sure that your character is on point so that nobody can come and say that you are a friend to me, to them, With that, I got to close out. I appreciate you guys for rocking with the Truth Be Told again, each and every Tuesday, 6 p.m. I'm live, Facebook, KUAW Radio, like, share, my Instagram, T-Baby, my Facebook, T-Baby. I appreciate everybody on my Instagram live. Hey, Facebook live. Hey, and I'm going to close you guys out with the Holy Covenant Asiatic Nation. Ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care. The breast of one mother have given ye suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with our brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house. And when you separate in the world, remember the relation that binds you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity, assist him. If thy sisters in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy Father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Peace. I'm off.